welcome everybody. Shabbat Shalom. It's great to see so many people. I thought this will be a, let's say, quiet Friday night before Christmas. And everybody, busy and everybody, I don't know, on the beach. And it's lovely to see everyone coming and spending Erev Shabbat with us at this beautiful synagogue. And if it's your first time, and even if it's not your first time, great to see you all and welcome back. So nice to see all familiar faces that are here. Come in, the books are there. If you need, let us know, because there's still more prayer books that you can take, and I will be announcing the pages. And we are going to start our service on page 126. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew or any other language, no semantics and no services. But I need them. And through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, and my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. And our opening song tonight is Open Our Eyes. Thank you, Gilchrist. Friends, traditionally on Friday nights, we do not talk about those who departed this earth, because in Judaism, when you're sitting a shiva, when death occurred, on Friday nights, you're supposed to get up, lakum mishiva, and to go back to the joyful mood of celebrating Shabbat. But many of you know that since October 7th, all our lives were changed. And tonight, and it's really, Hani came to the synagogue an hour ago and asked her to light the candles for us and to speak a little bit about her daughter, because Oraya was murdered on October 7th. And I know that, as I said, traditionally, it's not the minhag, but those people, those youngsters, everyone, they are holy people. And if we talk about Shabbat being holy day, then it's appropriate, and we should, and we have to talk about these holy people. Honey, if you could please come and light the candles for us. We're on page 120. You need just to open. No, just come from here. Yeah. את רוצה את הספר?
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו wait a minute על הדלקת נר של שבת. אמן.
Or you can stay there, or whatever's good for you.
I think it's good over here. So my name is Chani Ricardo, and I was a New York citizen up until October 7th.
You need to talk
when
a
I
bit
got
louder.
the message.
Just a little bit louder.
When I got the message in the middle of the night that my daughter was missing. It took me 24 hours to arrange for a flight, and I went back to Israel. And another 24 hours to find out that my daughter was murdered. My life changed over these days from a very happy history / music / Holocaust scholar doing my grad school in New York, working and talking with my daughter every day. I turned into what we call in Hebrew shakula, where from the word shchol, which means mourning mom. But I chose to live. And it's hard. Because with every day that passes, I miss her more. And this girl was happy, an extraordinary young lady who was smiling, brought joy everywhere she came. And as her name was Oria. That means in Hebrew, the light of God. Or is light. And she was my light, and it was gone. But I am here, and I'm carrying her light. And wherever I go, I ask of other people to take a little bit of my daughter's light and bring it to others. She was the kindest human being you could think of, very loyal, and really wanted to help everyone. So, and I will share with you one thing that, well, I'm here in the Caribbean because it was her dream to come here, and she was supposed to come to me on December 16th, and we were supposed to be here together. And I'm here in flesh and blood, but she is here with me in spirit. And the last thing I got from her was with actually three things. One was her last message on 8:45 on Shabbat, October 7th, telling me, "Mom, I love you very much," which after that, we never heard from her again. The second was her phone that rang the day after I got it from the police, telling me, "Good morning, perfect, the world needs you." And the last one was a little notebook that I thought that she just wrote names in, but then I flipped the pages and found this page which says, I deserve to be happy. And she wrote it, doodling while she was talking on the phone, saying, I deserve to be happy. And I take these words, I take my daughter's word, which I gave her her entire life, telling her she deserves everything, and she took the happiness from everything. So I deserve to be happy, and this is what I'm here to tell you, that I'm here with probably the hardest point in my life, and I will carry this pain for the rest of my life. But I also take her word, which means I deserve to be happy. And this is what I want to give you in this very special Friday for me, that you deserve to be happy. And take these words and spread my daughter's light wherever you can. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Those lights that we talk about and light that our loved ones gave us, they will never disappear. They will never stop illumine when we talk about them, when we think about them, when we remember them, when we love them. And I understand that to lose the child is the biggest tragedy that mother can experience in her life, and no one should go through this pain. But I'm sure that your words, they touch all of us here, and thank you for your courage to stand up and to be with us and to talk. And may Oraya's memory always be for a blessing at every place that you will talk about her. Your words will touch people. We are on page, how do you go from this and continue with Shabbat, right? But this is the light, this is what Hani was talking about, that we need to continue, we need to spread the light. We are on page 129, right, Gilchrist, with, if I'm not mistaken, might be that I am, with light this light, I am mistaken. You switched them? Okay, so then will you do open our eyes? Thank you.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name. We will know that you are one. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name. We will know that you are one. We will know that you are one.
On page 138, one of the most famous psalms to welcome Shabbat, Lecha Dodi. Would you please rise? Beautiful. Shabbat Shalom. Please be seated, and if you will turn to right or left and there is someone that you do not know, just take a moment, and I emphasize a moment, and introduce yourself and just say hello. And the emphasis on the moment, friends. We are going back to page 129 with a beautiful psalm from the Song of Songs, Dodili. As we continue through the service, we are on page 144 with Chatzi Kaddish. Would you please rise? יתגדל ויתקדש מרבה, בעלמא דברך יוצא וימליך מלכותה, בחיי חון יום אחד ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בהגנה בזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה, יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בלמה ואמרו amen. And we move to page 146. be seated, and as we are blessed to be able to see that after a hot day there is a beautiful breeze, and our ability to say to God, Adonai Tzvaot, you are holy, and blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim, on page 148.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Orayom balayla, kolen or mipnei choshech, kolen or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us to run mitzvot, laws, and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are life, and doing them length our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people, Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Israel. Declaration of our faith, Shema, is on page 152. Would you please rise? Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Please be seated. Sing the song of man and woman, joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content. Her soldiers home to live no more. The song of the world redeemed, the song of peace. On page 158, Mi Kamocha. On page 161, please join me in English. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. אשכיבנו.
Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. That I say, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around. 'Cause all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
And at this part of the service, just before the Amidah, I want to offer a prayer and a blessing for Israeli soldiers and a prayer for civilians that are being held captive. Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, our God and God of our fathers and mothers, the one who raised Joseph up from the pit. Be refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. Send complete rescue and full redemption to those held captive by the enemy. Strengthen their spirit and bring them our prayers, that they be protected from all harm. Implant understanding in the heart of the enemy that they may return the captive in wholeness of body and spirit. Grant wisdom of God to the Israel Defense Forces that they may secure freedom to the captives without loss of life. Grant strength of spirit and courage of heart to all the sons and daughters of Abraham, Sarah, and Agar to release bonds of captivity and allow us to live in freedom. They shall call upon me, and I will answer them. I will be with them in distress, and I will rescue them and honor them. From Psalm 91. Would you please rise for Tfilat Amidah on page 164. Adonai sefata tiftach uffi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ahel Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Koneh HaKol, ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך חוזה ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. On page 168. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל עטריו להושיע. מחלחל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני אהבה. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. 170. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. We are on page 174 with Ritzeh.
Israel,
Let our eyes behold your loving return to Zion. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose presence returns to Zion. On page 177, please join me in English. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us that filled with so much beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, atov shemcha, ulecha naheh lehodot. Please be seated, and let's take a moment for our private prayers and meditations. We are on the bottom of page 180. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, וגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי וגואלי. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, my God, my rock and my redeemer.
Shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru
Amen. We're offering a prayer of healing, Mishiberach, to all our loved ones that need strength and they need our prayers. May it be mental health, may it be physical health. And the beautiful words on page 371. And if there are those that you would like to mention their names, then please do so. Sorry, I can't hear you. Those who you would like to mention if they are sick and needs. We will talk later about when mothers put their children on spot, right? We're on page 371 with Mishiberach.
May the source of strength
Shabbat Shalom. As we begin to read this week portion, Parashat Vaygash, I'm struck again and again by this powerful theme of reconciliation, of forgiveness and resilience that, again, we speak about during this portion. And in a world that's filled with so many challenges, so many tragedies, so many uncertainties, the story of Joseph and his brothers offers us a very valuable insight on how to find hope in face of adversity. We know that Joseph once sold into slavery by his own brothers. And this is the moment when I say, thanks God I'm the only child. You know, there are blessings. All my life I was asked, so how's it to be the only child? Apparently quite okay. And then he finds himself in this position of power in Egypt. And when his brothers come to him in desperate need, they do not recognize him. But he knows exactly who they are. And this moment sets the stage for one of the most important reconciliations in the Torah. And it's so lovely to have my South African friends here, because we have the whole day of celebration of reconciliation in South Africa. And perhaps it's something that different countries should learn from South Africa, but most of all, they should learn it from this portion, from the Torah. And rather than seeking revenge, Joseph chooses forgiveness, and he chose compassion. And he reveals his identity to his brothers, and assuring them that his rise to power in Egypt was part of God's plan to save lives, including their own ones. And I think in this very important act of forgiveness, Joseph gives all of us this power of healing, even in the face of very big betrayal and hardship. In our own lives, we may encounter moments of hurt or strange feeling of betrayal from loved ones within our communities, within our families. And we are reminded again that, like Joseph, we have the capacity to choose forgiveness over bitterness, over revenge. It's all our choice. And as much as this choice can be very, very hard to make, it is through those acts of compassion that we can find hope for ourselves. And I believe that this portion highlights the resilience that we all have because of the human spirit. Joseph endured slavery, false accusation, imprisonment, but yet he never lost his faith in God and in God's plan. His ability to rise above the circumstances should be an inspiration for all of us. We too can draw strength from our faith and inner resilience to overcome life's challenges. And as we reflect on this story, let us strive to try and be like Joseph, to emulate those qualities of forgiveness, compassion. May we find hope in face of so much work that needs to be done. And as we are coming to the end of 2023, which was a horrible year, all over the world, in communities that I know, in families that I know. And unfortunately, it feels that every time when end of the year comes, we think, this was the most horrible year, it cannot go worse. And unfortunately, last few years showed us that it can. And my hope that as we come almost to the end of 2023, may this cycle of violence, may this cycle of harshness in all our lives will stop. And let us remember that God's plan often unfolds in ways we cannot foresee in the moment that we are right now, and that even in the darkest of times, there is always this hope and this potential for light to emerge. May it be Shabbat filled with hope, reconciliation, and warmth of our families, of our loved ones, and our community. Shabbat Shalom. I love visitors to our synagogue. And we are going to move to page 586, and I would like to ask, just one second, who are here first time ever? Great. Would you please come with Shoshana and Sean as they're going to open the ark, and we're all going to stand, but will you please join us on our beautiful sand floor as we open the ark for Aleinu? On page 598, we are going to recite Kaddish for the mourner's Kaddish for our loved ones that departed this earth. And as we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of life and loss life and death. And that if there are any names that you would like to mention, then please do so. Thank you.
Came up prematurely, but I'd like to mention the name of Evelyn Migdal, who's on the list. Her daughter, my cousin, is here. Oh. I would just like to mention the name of Evelyn Migdal, whose name is on the list. Her daughter, who's a member of our congregation, Renee, is here, and I was her niece, and she was the sweetest, kindest, most loving person with a college education way back in those days. So we love her and continue to love her.
Beautiful.
I would like to remember my dad, Oscar Darby. He was the light of my life, and he's always there with me.
Thank you.
I'd like to mention my daughter, Oriana Caladon, and her friends who were with her, Shachar Mansour, Sharon Rafai, and her brother, Eli Rafai.
Our hearts go out to family of Joel Rubin and all who have lost their lives during the war in Israel. And we observe the Yortzeit, and there are names on our program of our members and their loved ones. And we think about Adele Garden, Benjamin Harbour, Bernice Huffeld, Nancy Margolis, Evelyn Migdal, Ruth Novick, Kathy Phillips, Lou Richwer, Betty Rahm, Janice Rosenthal, Gwen Rousseau, Helen Rothman, Douglas Sal, Josefa Shamir, Ben Slosky, Norman Steinberg, Frank Steiner, Irving Sternberg, Doris Tunick, Arlene Turk, Minnie Wenberger, Sarah Applebaum, Susan Back, Esther Blumenthal, Ruth Bobrov, Evelyn Bressler, Julie Cohen, Jean Cohen, Carmen Delapi, Miriam Dembo, Herman Dorf, Maurice Dreyfus, Irene Alkas, Mildred Feldman, Martha Thing, Sophie Fischel, Beatrice Freeman, and Irene Garber. David Gershitter, Ruben Goodman, Bernard Garden, Billy Green, Benjamin Gruber, Lisa Guberman, Maurice Hazen, George Holstein, Leonard Jacobs, Louis Cantor, Arthur Ketch, Benjamin Katz, Rose Croft, Sylvia Lefkowitz, Claire Lipschitz, Mitchell Lipson, Shirley Mend, Elizabeth Manton, Eddie Mazer, Elaine Mesnick, Rachel Avadia, Gladys Paris, Harry Pierce, Susan Pollack, Murray Polney, Georgi Ritzagi, Elaine Richmond, Wolf Ring, Neil Robbins, Abe Rodberg, Jan Ruff, Estelle Sachs, Lee Shapiro, Pearl Shaman, Otto Spill, Ruben Sporen, Sylvia Stone, Philip Dutch, Norman Watkins, Anita Weinstein, Joseph White, Betty Wine, Charles Wolfe, Gabriel Wolfe, and David Yoskovitz. Would you please rise? יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חיותה, וימליך מלכותה, בחי אחד וביום אחד, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהיה שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהיה שלום רב מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במומיו, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and all over the world. And let us say, Amen. Please be seated, and I asked our president, Marilyn Blackhall, just say a few words.
2 words, you said? A few words.
Few words.
Good
can't
evening.
win today.
Yes,
You notice, right? That's
It's okay, it's fine. I can't hear today. Anyway, I welcome all of you. The rabbi's sermon was about hope. And tonight, my hope, which happens all through the year, the hope that the synagogue, our historic, wonderful building, will be full. There'll barely be an empty seat. And here we are tonight with so many people, visitors. So I welcome our members. I welcome our Chai members. I welcome all the visitors. I know we have people from New York, from Florida, from Atlanta, and I'm sure some other places as well. We will have an oneg this evening up at the Lilienfeld House, which is up the hill from here, and you can all meet and talk about where you're from. But I also, this is a kind of night of hope and history, because we have in our midst people who grew up here, young people who are now grown up with families who have come to visit those of us who are still here. And so I guess first my son, Justin, and his two daughters, the Rosen family, Greg and Paul, longtime members, grew up here. Darcy Fierzig, and she's here with her daughter Addison, and her husband was here, and Fierzig's longtime members. Nathan Sell, who grew up here. Am I forgetting? We have some other young people. They didn't necessarily grow up here, but we certainly welcome them. But this is a moment of great hope that we can bring these people back and fill our synagogue, our historic synagogue, and keep it alive. I also would like to mention that we have a special category of membership called Chai membership. And you can read about it on the back of your flyer. And basically, we have probably about 2,000 Chai members. I mean, it costs like $54 a year. And you heard all the names being called out for Yartzeit from the Chai members. For that membership annually, you get to have your Yartzeits remembered here, and birthdays as well. And so we...
And services. And services.
Yes, yes, and services. And you can also Zoom services when you're not here as well. So I encourage all of you who are not Chai members to please do so, and not only help to support us, but make a connection with this wonderful island and this wonderful synagogue. And with that, I wish you all Shabbat Shalom, and hope to see you at the Oneg and to talk more personally. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. Thank you. And just before our final song, on Friday night, it's a blessing to bless our children. And our regular ones know that my children always, when they're here, they run here and they know the spiel, they know the routine. And my favorite sentence is that when children are happy, then they will have happy parents. And it works together. Therefore, I want to give a blessing not just for our children, and may we all be blessed with a blessing of bracha mishuleshet, and I forgot how you say it in English. יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישים לך shalom. May God always shine upon you. May God always be gracious to you. May God always shine his face to you. May God always show you peace, and may you always feel God's presence within you. And may you always be good to your parents. May you always be healthy and happy, and then you will have happy parents. And may we all remember that we all created an image of God, and may we all continue to be a blessing for our loved ones. Thank you for joining us tonight. As Marilyn mentioned, we have an oneg up the hill, so please join us. And our final song tonight is Listen. Yeah.
You feel afraid and you don't know what to say. Just listen, listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen, listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your might. Write them and learn them, teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way and listen, listen to our God. When the world and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen, listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Listen, listen to our God. Listen, listen to our God.
Thank you. And of course, to all our members on Zoom, Marilyn was just talking that we're very excited to have the synagogue filled with people, but of course we appreciate and we care and miss all our congregants, our Chai members that are watching us on Zoom. So Shabbat Shalom. Where's the camera? There. Shabbat Shalom.